Breaking news from Starbase. While most of us were unwrapping presents and counting down to the new year, SpaceX was quietly making history. The anticipated launch date for Starship Flight 7 has just been revealed, and it's coming sooner than anyone expected. But that's not all that's been happening at Starbase. Booster 15 has already completed its first round of crucial testing, pushing the boundaries of rocket engineering. Meanwhile, Ship 35 is sporting revolutionary new catch hardware that could change the game for spacecraft recovery. And just when you thought the space race couldn't get more exciting, we've got news about Blue Origin's New Glenn finally completing its static fire test. Plus, NASA's Parker Solar Probe just shattered another mind-bending speed record, traveling an astonishing 119 times faster than a bullet as it races through the sun's atmosphere. The future of space exploration is unfolding right before our eyes, and these developments are just the beginning of today's breaking space news. Let's dive right in. While the world was winding down for the holiday season, something extraordinary was happening at Starbase. On December 27, as frost crept across the Texas coastline, SpaceX engineers were making history with Booster 15, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in rocket engineering. The scene at Starbase was nothing short of remarkable. As the sun rose over the launch facility, liquid nitrogen began flowing into the massive booster, creating an otherworldly spectacle as ice formed along its gleaming surfaces. This wasn't just another test. This was the culmination of months of innovation and refinement. Booster 15 represents a quantum leap forward, featuring an upgraded header tank and countless other improvements that the naked eye can't see, but that push the boundaries of aerospace engineering. The success of this test marks a pivotal moment in our journey to the stars. Consider this. SpaceX has compressed what would typically be months of testing into mere days. The booster completed not one, but two successful cryogenic tests in just 48 hours. This isn't just speed, it's a revolution in rocket development. But here's where things get really interesting. SpaceX has actually created what most would consider an enviable problem. They're now producing boosters faster than they can launch them. In just 3 months, they've gone from raw materials to a flight-ready booster, a feat that would have seemed impossible just a few years ago. To put this into perspective, traditional rocket development measured progress in years, not months. The same process that SpaceX now completes in 90 days once took other aerospace companies half a decade or more. Speaking of speed, let's talk about Booster 16. While we were still processing the achievements of Booster 15, SpaceX quietly shattered another record. They assembled this behemoth in just 71 days. That's nearly 40 days faster than its predecessor. The precision and coordination required to achieve this are staggering. Picture this. Massive sections of rocket, each weighing several tons, being maneuvered with millimeter precision, all while the clock is ticking. But the real game changer might be hiding in plain sight on Ship 35. As we got our first glimpse of its nose cone in Megabay 2, something unusual caught everyone's attention. Those mysterious rectangular cutouts near the surface. They're not just aesthetic choices. They could be the key to one of SpaceX's most ambitious goals: catching a returning spacecraft from orbit. This is where the engineering becomes truly revolutionary. Unlike the booster's catch pins, which are permanently exposed, Ship 35 appears to be equipped with a retractable system similar to an aircraft's landing gear. During the intense heat of re-entry, these mechanisms would stay safely tucked away, only deploying when needed for the catch. It's an elegant solution to a complex problem that has haunted aerospace engineers for decades. The implications of this technology are staggering. If successful, it would mark the first time in history that a spacecraft returning from orbit could be caught and reused with minimal refurbishment. This isn't just about saving money, it's about transforming our access to space. Current space travel costs around $25 million per seat. With this technology, we could be looking at prices dropping to $500,000 or even $100,000 per astronaut. But SpaceX isn't just focusing on the vehicles themselves. The infrastructure to support these ambitious plans is rising rapidly at both launch sites. At Starbase, Pad B is taking shape with significant improvements over its predecessor. The new water-cooled launch deck, the enhanced flame diverter, and the upgraded chopstick system all represent lessons learned from previous launches. Meanwhile, at Cape Canaveral, activity has suddenly surged after months of relative quiet. The removal of the vertical liquid oxygen tank might seem like a step backward, but it's actually a calculated move to enhance safety and efficiency. The sight of the chopsticks moving for the first time at the Cape, without their permanent hydraulic systems, hints at the methodical approach SpaceX is taking to ensure everything is perfect before the first Florida Starship launch. And speaking of launches, the moment we've all been waiting for is almost here. January 10th has been confirmed as the target date for Flight 7, with a 90-minute launch window opening at 4 p.m. This timeline puts SpaceX on track for an incredible 52-day turnaround from Flight 6, a pace that would have seemed impossible just a year ago. But SpaceX isn't the only one making waves in the space industry. Blue Origin has finally completed a full-duration static fire of New Glenn's 7 BE-4 engines. The test lasted 24 seconds, sending a massive plume across the Florida coast. At just 2 feet shorter than NASA's SLS, New Glenn represents a serious competitor in the heavy lift market. The fact that multiple companies are now fielding such capable rockets shows just how far the commercial space industry has come. Perhaps the most mind-bending achievement of all comes from NASA's Parker Solar Probe. Flying just 3.8 million miles from the sun's surface, it has shattered speed records by reaching an astonishing 430,000 miles per hour. That's 119 miles every single second. To put this in perspective, while a bullet travels about 1.2 kilometers per second, Parker is covering 192 kilometers in the same time. This mission is more than just breaking records. It's about solving some of the most profound mysteries about our star. Despite being the nearest star to Earth and literally the source of all life as we know it, there's still so much we don't understand about the sun. The Parker Solar Probe is changing that, diving deeper into the solar atmosphere than any human-made object in history. The data it's collecting could help us predict solar storms that threaten our technology, understand the mechanisms that heat the solar corona to millions of degrees, and unlock the secrets of stellar evolution. These insights aren't just academic, they're crucial for protecting our modern civilization and planning future space exploration. We're standing at the threshold of a new era in spaceflight. With reusable super heavy lift vehicles becoming a reality, next-generation spacecraft pushing the boundaries of what's possible, and scientific missions venturing closer to our star than ever before, the future of space exploration has never looked brighter. These achievements aren't just technical milestones, they're stepping stones toward humanity becoming a truly spacefaring civilization. Stay tuned for more updates as we continue to track these groundbreaking developments in space exploration. Your support helps us bring you the latest news and analysis of humanity's greatest adventure. As we've seen today, the pace of space innovation is accelerating beyond what many thought possible. From SpaceX's remarkable 52-day turnaround between Starship flights to Parker Solar Probe's record-shattering speed, we're witnessing the dawn of a new space age. These achievements aren't just about breaking records. They're about breaking down the barriers that have kept space out of reach for so long. The success of Booster 15's testing, the innovative catch mechanism on Ship 35, and New Glenn's milestone static fire test all point to one undeniable truth. Space exploration is no longer the domain of government agencies alone. Private companies are pushing the boundaries of what's possible, making space more accessible with each passing day. If you want to stay at the forefront of these incredible developments, make sure you're subscribed to Elon Musk 24 Hours. Hit that like button if you found this update valuable, and share it with fellow space enthusiasts who need to know about these groundbreaking achievements. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on which of today's developments excites you the most. Until next time, keep your eyes on the stars. The future is happening now. July 8, 2011. As Space Shuttle Atlantis touched down for the final time, it marked more than just the end of a mission. It closed a remarkable chapter in spaceflight history. For 3 decades, the Space Shuttle had been humanity's reliable gateway to low Earth orbit, offering something no other spacecraft could match: the ability to bring delicate experiments and crucial cargo back to Earth with the gentleness of a plane landing. Now, after nearly 2 decades of dedicated engineering and innovation, a new spacecraft is ready to fill those shoes. Meet Dream Chaser, a sleek space plane that promises to revolutionize how we return cargo from space. With its first historic launch scheduled for May 2025, this winged marvel isn't just another spacecraft. It's the next evolution in space transportation. In today's episode, we'll take you inside the development of Dream Chaser, reveal its groundbreaking capabilities, and show you why NASA has placed its trust in this revolutionary vehicle to support the International Space Station. From its fascinating Cold War origins to its cutting-edge modern design, this is a story of persistence, innovation, and the relentless pursuit of better access to space. Hey everyone, welcome back to Elon Musk 24 Hours. If you enjoy staying at the forefront of space innovation, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 150,000 subscribers, and your support means everything to us. Let's dive right in. The retirement of the Space Shuttle left a critical void in our space capabilities, one that couldn't be filled by conventional capsules alone. While SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft has admirably stepped up to deliver cargo to the International Space Station, there's still a crucial missing piece: the ability to bring sensitive scientific experiments back to Earth quickly and gently, the way only a winged spacecraft can. Think about researchers waiting for their groundbreaking experiments to return from space. Every hour counts. When Dragon splashes down in the ocean, it can take days before scientists can access their precious cargo. Even with SpaceX's improved helicopter recovery system, it's still not quite the same as rolling up to a runway and opening the cargo bay doors just hours after leaving orbit. This is where Dream Chaser comes in, carrying forward the legacy of the Space Shuttle while charting its own unique path to the stars. Sierra Nevada Corporation has spent more than a decade perfecting this revolutionary spacecraft, and their persistence is about to pay off. The first Dream Chaser, named Tenacity, a fitting tribute to the unwavering determination behind its development, is preparing for its maiden voyage. This isn't just another cargo ship, it's a testament to human ingenuity and the power of learning from history. The story of Dream Chaser's origins reads like a Cold War thriller. In 1982, an Australian reconnaissance aircraft captured mysterious photographs, a Soviet trawler pulling what appeared to be a spacecraft from the ocean. These images made their way to the CIA and eventually to NASA, sparking a remarkable feat of reverse engineering. NASA's engineers working from these grainy photographs developed their own design called the HL-20, laying the groundwork for what would become Dream Chaser. Steve Lindsay, a former NASA astronaut who flew 5 space shuttle missions, recalls first encountering the Dream Chaser design. "When I interviewed at Sierra Nevada, I essentially took the vehicle apart in my mind, looking for flaws," he says. "I couldn't find any. They had something special here." Lindsay, who had piloted Discovery during some of its most memorable missions, including John Glenn's historic return to space at age 77, saw in Dream Chaser the next chapter of spaceflight. But what makes Dream Chaser truly special isn't just its heritage, it's how it transforms that legacy into something new. Picture a spacecraft the size of a small private jet, covered in thousands of proprietary foam-like thermal tiles. These aren't just any tiles, they're the key to one of Dream Chaser's most impressive features. After enduring the 3,000-degree heat of re-entry, the spacecraft cools down in just 30 minutes, allowing ground crews to quickly retrieve time-sensitive cargo. The first mission will showcase these capabilities in dramatic fashion. Tenacity will carry 12,000 pounds of cargo to the International Space Station, equivalent to 2 Ford F-150 pickup trucks worth of supplies, equipment, and scientific experiments. But loading this cargo isn't simply a matter of filling available space. "We call it professional Tetris," says NGY, Sierra Space's Senior VP of Safety and Mission Assurance. "Every item must be carefully positioned, with some cargo loaded as late as 48 hours before launch to maintain critical temperature requirements." The mission profile reads like a choreographed dance in space. After launching atop ULA's powerful Vulcan rocket, Tenacity will gracefully maneuver to the ISS, carrying both its internal cargo and an attached module called Shooting Star. This expendable cargo module adds an interesting twist to the mission. While Tenacity returns to Earth like a plane, Shooting Star will perform one final service by destructively re-entering the atmosphere, disposing of waste and unneeded equipment from the station. But Dream Chaser's true potential goes far beyond this first mission. Sierra Space is already building their second vehicle, named Reverence, and developing variants for crew transportation and national security missions.